Alright guys, so today we're going to be looking at a roofing contractor website, and we're going to be looking at specifically some of the things that might be costing them customers quietly and they may not even be aware of it. So let's get right into the website review. Alright, so before we get into the breakdown of the video and kind of things that we can fix, let's first look at some of the stuff on the website that they're doing pretty good. So the first thing is that they're giving free estimates, which is great. You want to be able to have a call to action that is valuable to yourself, but also mostly to the customer going onto there. And this actually will bring in more projects and leads, giving away estimates. They also do free roof inspection, which actually goes hand in hand with the estimates. They also have financing options, which is really nice too, because sometimes people can't just pay, out of pocket a huge expense for a new roof. So financing is a good thing to kind of make it a little bit easier to entry in terms of hiring them for a new roof. Also here it says that they've been in business for over 40 years. That's really good. They're not a new company. They're established. They've been doing this for a while, so it builds a little bit of credibility that they've been doing this for 40 years. And as I was looking around, I also saw this certification that they have. So they have all these certifications here from GAF, and this one specifically is saying that they are certified GAF Master Elite Contractor, and it's a prestigious distinction obtained by less than 2% of roofers in the country. And so that definitely sets them apart. And I would definitely talk about that more on the website. It's kind of a little bit hidden here, but they have a few of these badges here that are really good. And they're also up to date, 2025. That's pretty recent. That's not that far away. And then they also have a A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. So that's really good. And the services that they provide are shingle roofing, metal roofing, flat roofing, and tile roofing. So they are experienced in different types of roofs, not just one type. And they have a process here. And yeah, so these are things that I think the company is doing really well and things that should be highlighted on the site that I found when I did a little bit of digging around. All right, so the first problem that I see on this website is the hero section up top here. And it says, why get a regular roof when you can get a superior one? And I think even though this is clever and I can appreciate that, it's a play on words with their company name here, Superior One Roofing. The thing is that this cleverness is costing your customers because this doesn't mean anything to a person who's landing on the site. A hero section, you want to say what you do, who you do it for, the problem you solve, and what the next step is. And so this is completely missing the mark in terms of that. There's a little bit of stuff that's kind of like helping out a little bit with a little bit of social proof here, 40+ years experience and thousands of projects under one belt, but it's just kind of like an empty claim. And then get a free estimate, is the next step here. So, but I think in general, people are not going to really get the free estimate or even go lower into the website and kind of read more because this isn't speaking to them in a way that connects to them and what their problem is. So I would say that definitely is something that needs to be resolved. All right, so problem number 2 on this website is that some of the best parts of this website are hidden. And what I mean by that is the GAF certification that they have on their website. So it says here that they're a Master Elite Contractor, like I mentioned, and it's a prestigious distinction obtained by less than 2% of roofers across the country. And that's a huge deal. And I wouldn't have known that if I didn't read this block of text right here. But again, most people are just not going to read that. I would definitely put something about that here in the hero section, or just making a section dedicated just to these certifications that they have here. It'd be great to fit into like a social proof section where they have that talks about that. These other ones that they have, President Club, Advisory Panel, and then also just having testimonials, and testimonials are all the way down here at the bottom. So some of the best parts of the site, 40 years in business, also is very hidden. It's not something that's like put in your face in a way that's like, okay, it builds credibility. So now I know that they're solving my problem, but then also they have proof to back it up that why they're the best. And so that's a huge issue. That's definitely something that I would consider fixing on this homepage. All right, moving on to problem number 3. So this company, being 40 years in business, they don't have a image gallery of roofs they've done. And so the way that I would do it is shingle, metal, tile, and flat roof galleries. So for each of these, they would have their own gallery. And for being 40 years in business, I bet they have a lot of roofs they've done. 40 years, that's a long time. So they should have a gallery for each one of these. So when you go into these pages, for example, for like roof replacement, they have these small little thumbnails, but none of them are clickable. Even that would help so that you can kind of click and see the quality of work. So this is a past project, this is a past project, but it also would help too, like the location of where that past project will help, because then it'll kind of more cement them in like the area that they serve, right? So if you're doing roofs in Brevard County, it'd be nice to see some Brevard County locations here, some Brevard County homes that you've done roofs for. So again, that's something else that I would fix on this website. All right, so just to wrap up the fixes that I would recommend for this site is definitely this hero section here. Write something that speaks to who you serve, what you do, and also why does it matter, and a call to action that is a little bit better than this. the get a free estimate, I think, is a good one, but they should definitely use this free roof inspection instead, because if you do a roof inspection, I would assume that it would land eventually into an estimate, and an estimate turn into a job. So I think the estimates are good. It's better than nothing. But I think that having a free roof inspection is a little more enticing for somebody, because they also go in there. It's free of charge, obviously. They take pictures, and you have something that's like written up that they could use. Maybe if they don't go with them, they go with another roofer. They can show those things, or maybe with insurances or something, they can kind of have something documented. But I think that it makes more sense to do a free roof inspection, because I would think that the client would get more value out of that, and it would lead to an estimate anyway. And so that's something else that I would fix here in this hero section. The other thing I would do, like we mentioned, is that really put a lot more social proof, like a section that's just for social proof, and really highlighting this GAF Master Elite Contractor, because it's only 2% of people in the country that have it, and I think that's something that should really be highlighted, and break it down for what that means. That only 2%, that's a very small number, and these guys do it. And then another thing that I would do is just include a gallery, because this is a very visual industry, and people want to see the work that you've done and where you've done it at and what types of roofs. So breaking it down by category, I think, would really help, and just doing a gallery for each of these. And so those are my fixes for this site, and I think that that would really help this website and fix up and really highlight it in the best light, and also attract more clients that way. All right, so that's a wrap for this video. Again, guys, if you like this type of review and you want me to do it for you, I have a pinned comment down below, and also in the description box as well, where we can do a free strategy session, which is one-on-one, where I go over your website and look at some areas that can be improved, and kind of why those areas should be improved, and why they're costing you customers. So again, guys, thank you for watching this video. Until next time.